First, I had my IMD interview. So what happened before my interviews, we had this test I told you, right? This WAT, and after which I had my interview from, and this is COVID, so we had it online. And for B, we have to submit an SOP. They asked me like it was a totally exhaustive interview of 30 minutes. Usually, A tries to focus on your ethical aspects as well. Like they try to put you in somewhat of a tough spot, and then they see how do you react and all those things. They were asking me like,
Hi Gautam, welcome to Kaku interview series.
"Hi,
So, first of all, a big congratulations on converting IIM Ahmedabad.
thanks, man."
Firstly, can you tell us a little bit about your education background and then why you wanted to do MBA and then how you started your whole journey towards CAT?
Yeah, sure, sure. I have graduated from IIT Bombay with a degree in mechanical engineering from the year 2018, and then
Okay.
I'd been working in space industry for the last 3 years. So I'd given my first attempt of CAT in 2019, and
Okay.
then where I got 99.15 percentile, and I didn't practice anything for that attempt. Actually, I'd done one or two mocks on Krakow, which was my first time, like when I saw Krakow and all. And then in 20, for CAT 20, I thought I had to give a serious attempt for it. So I took the Krakow study room package.
Okay.
And exactly, I think just a year ago, May 2020, I had taken that package. So I took that because like it was very suitable for a self-study kind of thing.
Right.
So there were like mocks and then sectionals and all those things. I thought that is some best suited for people like I was working, I told. So at less time, and also I thought I could do mocks and the sections, and also I thought I took that package. And then my office had been running from 9 to 6, and also I didn't have time at office definitely. Only at the evenings or weekends is what I had time. So I used to do the sectionals in my free time in the evenings and all.
Okay.
And weekends, every alternate weekend, there used to be a mock actually. So total of 15 mocks were there in the package, and then every alternate weekend I used to take a mock. Like that is what I would say has helped me the most. Like the mocks, like I chose Krakow initially because of the standard and all. Like I felt it was pretty close to the actual CAT standard, or sometimes even of higher standard than CAT, especially the DLR part and all those things. It was pretty good. And also the analysis, whatever they used to give post exam and all, your percentile or
Right.
like what sections you have to improve upon and all were pretty good in Krakow. I have not really compared it with other coaching institutes and all, but personally I've used it and I felt it was a good thing.
Great.
Why I wanted to do MBA is like I want to get into consulting basically to solve this industry problems at a bigger level. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're a working professional and you gave CAT while you were working. So can you tell us how you
Yeah.
what was your daily routine like during preparation? How did you manage job and preparation?
Yeah, so I had my office from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I don't have any time at office and all. And evening I had to do my household course. So I didn't really have much time during the weekdays. So evening sometimes I used to do the sectionals or something, but mostly I used to focus on the mocks in the weekends. So that is what was my primary this thing. Because that was giving me the idea how I was performing compared to others and where I had to improve and all. Basically, I would say mocks in the weekends was something which had helped me a lot.
Right. So can you tell us your preparation strategy in each of the three sections, especially your week section?
Yeah, so the exam begins with VRC, and then that is my weakest section as well. I mean, it has been the same in mocks, and the actual exam also turned out to be the same. But what I did in VRC exactly was like I glanced through all the passages, and then I saw the easier ones, and I picked them, and then I moved on to the Theta type questions and then para summaries. Yeah, that was how I did my VRC, and it was okay, pretty decent in my final CAT exam. And then DLR section part, it I usually don't read the passages and pick up questions for DLR. I just get started randomly and all. If I try for some time and if I'm not getting, then I move to the other thing. I just don't read the questions and leave it. But what happened in the actual CAT exam was like they had given a slight twist this time in CAT 2020. Usually the DLR passages have either 4 or 5 questions,
Right.
but this time they had given two passages with 6 questions
Six
each, and
questions,
then
right.
three passages with four. Yeah, that is a different sort of, slight twist kind of thing. Like I got a little panicky after seeing those questions. So what I did was I first did those 4 question passages first, and then 6 questions I tried to solve based on the options and all. But in general, during the mocks and all, I don't know, maybe I got used to that 5-4 question pattern. So it was like, I got used to it and it was very good. Like Krakow had tried to cover different types of sets in the mocks and all.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there is tournament sort of questions and yeah, all the sets were covered
Right.
pretty decently. Yeah, quant actually, I don't know, maybe being an engineer or something, it comes naturally. I mean, you are at a relatively advantageous position compared to others and all. So I mean, quant used to be my best part of strength or whatever you call it, or CAT and all, and it turned out to be the same in CAT 2020 as well. I mean, there were 26 questions and I attempted 25, and all of them were right actually.
Great.
And one question I was about to put, but then time was over, so I got 99.99 percentile in quant.
Brilliant.
That turned out to be the best for me. Yeah. But quant was relatively easier in CAT 2020 is what everybody told.
Okay.
And also I would say somebody who has done Krakow mocks and all would definitely feel quant in 2020 CAT paper much easier. I thought in Krakow had a higher standard of this thing because there were many times when I used to feel like I was not able to solve many problems in mocks by Krakow.
Great. So can you tell us how many mocks did you give and how many hours you spent analyzing each mock?
Yeah, so there are a total of 15 mocks in the Krakow package. So I've taken all of them. And then for each mock, like after the mock, we were given the score. And then after two to 3 days, we used to get the percentile and the detailed analysis of each of those things. So I used to first try to solve the questions by my own, whatever I had gone wrong and all. And then I used to look at the solutions. But then there used to be this representative graphs and all showing us like which are our weaker sections and all. That used to be of great help. Way to improve upon and all.
So, can you tell us what are some of the biggest mistakes that one should avoid while preparing for CAT?
I wouldn't say this. Yeah, I wouldn't say this is a mistake or something. But many times I feel people get somewhere lost or something, trying to focus much more on their weaker section or something. But it's very important at the same time that you work on your strengths as well. It's like ERC is your weakest. Like it's okay if you cross your sectional cutoff or something 80 or whatever. But it's very important to work on your strength as well because that is what finally gives you edge in your percentile. Maybe you can like increase your marks drastically in your strengths and all, but weakness you can cover up maybe a little bit or something. I feel it's equally important to focus on your strengths as well as weaknesses.
Right.
You should not lose so much time focusing on whatever your weaker section is.
Right. Now let's move on to the interview process. So can you tell us how you prepared for each stage of the interview?
Yeah, so I got 99.75 percentile in CAT 2020, and I was actually told that I got 99.15 percentile in CAT 19, and I didn't get shortlisted in ABC because I was looking for ABC colors, and I didn't get shortlisted for any of them. So this time with 99.75, I got shortlisted for all 3 of them. So I think in mid-Jan, we got those results of CAT and all. So immediately we had started the GDPI preparation. What happened is each of these 3 institutes have allotted mentors for us who would help us in preparing for our PI process. And then, I mean, the mentors were also allocated based on our profile so that they were somewhere related to our work experience and all. So, which was a great thing by the colleges. And then I used to follow this Quora on Telegram, all those things. So, wherever people used to post their experience and all. Like now, Telegram has become a very famous platform. So all those people who are preparing for this process used to be on a common thing. People used to post their experience immediately after an interview. I think that was pretty much of information. And then definitely like everybody has to know about the current affairs which are being asked in the interview. So I was not thorough as others or something. I usually don't follow. So I had to do a little bit of reading stuff about those things whenever I had time and all those things. That was like a weaker point of me, and I tried to build up on the news and all what was happening. Because recently, whatever will happen is usually asked maybe the farm bills part or cryptocurrency and all those things.
Right.
So I had to look upon those articles regularly to cope up. Yeah. And then first we had this WAT or AWT. For A and B, this happens. For C, it didn't happen this year. So for my B, we had it online, this exam. From our system itself. So I've been given a topic where how social media and this technology is affecting the communication skills in children.
Right.
That was my topic, and before I could get my topic, actually I'd seen pretty much of the other topics as well. Like people who have already gone through the process have shared it. So I got a fair idea of how this works and all. Similarly, for A also, I had this topic on the lines of like how advertisements are affecting children. Like, do they have a bad influence or a positive influence on them while growing up?
Okay.
Yeah. And then first I had my IMB interview. So what happened before my interviews, we had this test I told you, right? This WAT. And after which I had my interview from, and this is COVID, so we had it online.
Right.
And for B, we have to submit an SOP. So they pretty much know what you have and all those things. So they are well prepared to ask you what sorts of questions and all those things. They asked me, like, it was a totally exhaustive interview of 30 minutes for Bangalore.
Okay.
They asked me about my childhood. They asked me about my hobbies. They asked me about what I do in my job. They asked me about current affairs. Like, I felt I tried to touch each and everything in that interview. Like, I felt it was a proper evaluation.
Right.
Yeah, and then immediately after B, I had my A interview as well. Like, for me, all those 3 interviews happened within a short gap of 1 week, all ABC interviews.
Okay.
So in my A interview, they asked me mostly about my whatever I do at my job and all. So I work in space industry. So they asked me like, what exactly do you do, and some technical questions, sort of stuff. And then they asked me about the competitors as well, like what SpaceX is doing, what NASA is doing, and all those things.
Okay.
And then they asked me about my hobbies. So art was my hobby. So I had shown them some of my paintings to them. Like they were pretty impressed with that. That was one thing. And then there are some random things also. Like usually A tries to focus on your ethical aspects as well. Like
Okay.
given this kind of situation, what do you do, or those kind of things. So they try to put you in somewhat of a tough spot, and then they see how do you react and all those things. For me, they were like they were asking me like at your place, like when you write a paper or something, research paper and all, do you have to put all the people name in your team, or is it actually was worked in that on that paper? Do those names have to come and all those questions? So they try to put us in like some controversial situations kind of thing sometimes. So they ask me like how relevant is space program given that we are a economically developing nation and all, like is it worthwhile to spend crores of money, kind of questions and all were asked.
Right.
So, but it's just like I feel we should be honest. Like if you really don't know the answer, just be frank with them, and then if you have any idea, you just give them what you know. That is what I feel.
Right.
And then I had my Calcutta interview as well. That was a pretty short interview, and they had focused only on humanities and all.
Okay.
It was a little contrary to the usual notion that they'll be asking probability and all to the engineers.
Right. Right.
It happened in a slightly unexpected way for me. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So can you tell us what are the B schools that offered you final admission?
Yeah, I've converted. I am Ahmedabad, and Bangalore has waitlisted me.
Okay.
And C, I didn't convert. So right now, since I've converted, I have applied for it, and B, I'm just waiting. But even otherwise, like I'm joining A.
Right.
I thought A and B are pretty much similar in the profile side. There are marginal differences, is what I saw.
Okay.
Be it the placements and all. But academically, I know A is very rigorous and all. But then the brand name has it, so I'm going with A. There are some common things like usually people with work experience go for B and all those things. Or some people give stupid reasons of this climate and all. But
Right,
I
right.
really didn't. Those and all don't matter. But then I have tried one more from some random person and all, which I didn't like actually. So what I thought was like, genuinely, if you're going for this mocks and all, that's fine. You enjoy the process and all, but don't expect your actual interview to be like that at all. In any case, because you know it's ultimately a mock. That is what actually I wanted to tell also. Maybe at the end I can say those things.
Great. So finally, do you have any tips that you'd like to give the future CAT aspirants regarding CAT preparation as well as interviews?
Yeah. So seeing this CAT 2020 experience, I would just say like be ready for surprises, guys. Like in the last minute, they can do anything.
Right.
Just a month before our final exam, that changed the pattern, and even during exam, there were like a couple of shockers. Maybe that changing of the number of questions in DLR, or some sections being much easier compared to the previous years, and also be prepared for whatever can happen. And also, usually, if you have your slots in the afternoon or evenings sessions, don't just go for the feedback of the previous slots and get influenced on those. Please avoid those feedbacks and all.
Right.
Somewhere it will distract you unconsciously at least. I would strongly advise not to listen to those things and all. It was for the CAT part. And then if you're preparing for this WAT, AWT and all, read up on stuff, see the news and all, whatever has been happening regularly. try to read upon some books and all. That should pretty much do it. And even if you're given a topic of which you have no knowledge and all, just be casual about it. Maybe if you have no idea of what some war or some dam being constructed and all, it's okay. Like, whatever is relevant. They're not testing your knowledge or something. It's how your thoughts are organized is what being checked.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, like, since IIMs make effort to guide you in the PI process, they'll allocate mentors to you for guiding and all those things. So make use of that as well. Maybe in preparing your SOP or
Right.
other things as well. They'll guide you in the interview as well. I think that will also help a lot. There are things actually which have changed because of COVID, but we don't have control of it.
Yeah.
Definitely, a direct interaction is different from a virtual interaction, right?
Right.
That's something you can't help also. And then the PI part also, you might be taking a lot of mocks in different places. You might be seeing information at different places. You can speak with seniors and all, but ultimately these mocks and all are like, it's a mock. So
Right.
don't expect the same thing in your actual interview as well. There'll be surprises there too. A simple thing maybe like if you just walk into your final PI and then you greet them like, hi, this is Gautam. And then they'll be like, oh, hi, like this is the second Gautam I'm seeing in this session or something. And then they'll be like, what are the odds that I'll be running into another person with the name Gautam or something?
Okay.
Like that's something which you can never expect. So anything can happen.
Right.
Just be cool, honest and all. Prepare your best and
Yeah. So thank you so much, Gautam. Thanks for sharing us some really valuable tips. All the best for your journey to IIM Ahmedabad.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And I wish all the best to all the CAT 21 aspirants as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.